and I will open it by eViews. हाँ भाई, ये कौन से मेन्यू से आते हैं भाई जी? So this is all what you need to do. If you just want to apply this test, first time we have discussed what is the logic behind this, but in application this is simple. Let me repeat again how I am applying this test. Open these two variables. I want to test the long run relationship between consumption and GDP. What you have to do is to open these two variables as group, as equations. Open these two variables as equation, right? Choose the method to be ARDL. Okay, and now go to view and choose the coefficient diagnostic and choose the long run farm and bound test. Okay. So here is your long run farm. The F statistics is 2.18 and the 5% critical value is 3.62. This is lower bound, the upper bound is 4.16, and you are on the left of upper and lower bound, dono se niche. So according to this, there is no long run relationship. Now again the question of Ghulam Ghosh remains. We are expecting to have very strong relationship between consumption and GDP, but this ARDL co-integration is saying that there is no long run relationship. Why this happens? I have said you that this is making sense, this methodology is making sense because whatever the method they have adopted for avoiding the prior unit root testing, that seems okay. But exactly what the properties of this test are, this is something which is not being explored yet. And I have asked one of my students to do some research on this thing. But unfortunately, he left, and we could not find the answer what is happening with this thing. Anyhow, you did not find the long-run relationship, although we were expecting to have very strong relationship between consumption and GDP. ठीक? So anyhow, if you are including the trend, that becomes another case, and there is another scenario which is restricted intercept and restricted trend. We will go to the details of these two things later on, but so far this is it. And if you have any question related to this, you can ask. Achha, look, basically what I advise is not to use too many methods. That gives you very arbitrary kind of results. If you are applying one methodology, you are not finding desired results, you are changing the methodology and then finding desired results. This is having too much arbitrariness. There are so many methods, and you can bring any kind of the results if you start searching the methodologies. Basically, I don't know who is the person to say this, but there is a quote says that if you torture the data enough, it will confess. You want to get any kind of result and you torture the data enough, ultimately it will confess. So then how to make choices? The choices at the beginning, you should have idea what kind of methodology is better, and then stuck to that methodology. You should have the idea that which methodology is better, then stuck to that methodology. That's it, right? But how good is this methodology performing? There is no answer available in the literature so far, and my attempt to find the answer was failed. Yes? Sorry. I have said that before choosing the method, you should have some idea which method is better. Basically, some of the times you might find the simulation result which will give you that this method is superior in terms of size and power, and then choose that method. For example, in terms of unit 2 testing, yesterday I told you that in one of the experiments that I have done, I found the Phillips-Perron test to be better. So this is decided. Now apply only one test. If you are applying Phillips-Perron test, you are not finding the result that you want, then you are applying the Dickey-Fuller test, you are not finding the result that you want, then you are applying the NG-Perron test. This is wrong kind of methodology. In this way, you can find anything that you want. If you are finding some guidance from the literature, choose that test and stuck to that test. I have said this was a bivariate relationship. There was consumption and income, and then some transformation of this. Basically, there were two initial variables. This n minus 1 is k. Yes. These are equivalent. Yes. Basically, what happens if you take square of t statistics, that becomes f. These two are equivalent things. Any other question? So let's take a break for 5 minutes and then we will resume the session. Okay, उससे पहले